everybody. Welcome to a non-Olympic version of Dinner Plus Drinks. A little bit of a letdown, but...
I mean, I'm excited. I like a good routine. We're getting back into it.
I do too. It's like when you go on vacation and you come back and you then realize you need a vacation from your vacation. It's been fun.
Which is every vacation as an adult, I feel
But
like.
you need to get back into routine. Isn't that the worst part about getting older? Like, I just need routine.
Yes, and vacations are no longer fun.
And I also need, my normal eating schedule, my normal bed.
Yeah,
like
I don't eat regularly as it is. I eat like a child. I eat more regularly than Nick, but I eat like a child. So, but
you eat like a grazer.
Yeah, I'm a grazer for sure. Also, I just ate French fries and a chicken wrap for lunch.
Oh,
so
that sounds delicious.
I'm not a real healthy eater, but there was lettuce in my chicken wrap.
That's very healthy for you.
Yeah, it was great.
Chicken is lean protein. Was it deep fried or?
Yeah, it was chicken fingers. I was at Annie's Burger Town, so
oh, man.
there's nothing
Annie's
healthy
Burger
there.
Town. Shout out to them.
But you have to go and get a milkshake and fries.
Hell yeah, they do a good job. Yeah. They're one of my favorite because they still do the bellhop, car hop thing. So you can drive up and they bring it out. It was awesome.
Great. I had some business to take care of in Elkhorn, so I'm at the Hubs for lunch.
Aww.
Real romantic at the car hop. Is that what you call it?
Yeah. I think that's what you call it, a car hop.
It was a real romantic date, Friday at 1 p.m. or whatever.
That's great.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah. What's going on?
Well, I don't know. What else is going on? We had to go back to wearing masks.
Had to go back to wearing masks at work, which is
I forgot
a bummer.
How hot it makes me.
Yes.
I'm usually a cold person. Every time I'm recording, I'm like, shit, I forgot a sweater. But man,
it's cold in the basement down here.
It makes this masks. I should just wear a mask while I'm recording, I guess. Keeps me warm.
Keeps you warm.
I will never forget in the winter months, like when I had COVID and I was wearing 2 masks at my house out in the snow. I was like, oh, these masks, this is what we should always wear in the winter, though, because it kept me hella warm. I was like, this is great.
I feel bad for, it's not great for me, when I'm even just doing stocking. So, stand kind of in one place and move
up, down.
Only things that are just case of wine, case of beer heavy. Are guys that are working, cutting meat, that's, lifting 100 pounds of stuff and, doing very strenuous things in a hotter environment.
I don't know. It's cold back there.
Not on the harvesting floor.
Right. I don't go there.
It's pretty hot, and I feel for them. I really do.
I saw, of course, a thing on the internet, probably on Instagram, and it put it really well, that we're going back. It feels like we're going back in time, kind of. That we're back at this COVID, no one knows what the hell is going on. Do you wear a mask? Do you not? Are we all going to die? Are we not? What's happening? And someone posted something like, hey, I feel closer to a nervous breakdown now than I did in April of 2020 because we have the tools to fight this and we're choosing not to.
Do you remember
collective we
last June, July, where the articles, everybody's on edge and the articles were coming out hey, if you feel on edge, it's okay because we're not equipped to cope with a fight or flight mechanism for this long. And here we are,
2021.
19 months later or whatever, and we're still in fight or flight. And it's just, people are going to break. People are going to break.
I feel that this month.
We've hit, we keep hitting these milestones of, we just want to get to January 1st, 2021. It's going to be better. We want to get to summer. It's going to be better. I think President Biden promised the summer of joy. Thanks, Joe.
I mean, the summer was better, to be fair.
And then, now it's let's just get to September. Let's get into school season. And it's,
I always knew school season was going to be bad regardless of the Delta variant rearing its ugly head because everyone was going to freak the hell out that kids are getting colds again. So now everyone's going to get colds and germs because, well, I don't know what's going to happen because now masks are a thing again. But before the masks were a thing, I'm like, oh man, everyone's going to freak out. Everyone's getting a cold. Everyone's going to think we have COVID again. So what are the protocols now?
I read an article that someone's like, well, this is the fault for dropping masks because we got our normal respiratory diseases again. It's 2 years ago, you didn't give a crap that there was respiratory diseases. Now, I just hate that America, it's not about what's right. It's not about science. It's not about the evolving scientific method. It's literally about screwing over the other team and masks as an identity instead of a preventative healthcare thing. We're wearing masks at work because the USDA is requiring us. I mean, that is 100% why.
We are federally inspected and therefore required.
And it's pointless because we have to do it. I can't change that. I have to enforce it as an owner of the company. But it's pointless because the instant you walk out of our building and go to Walmart, you don't have to wear a mask. Our customers don't have to wear masks.
Right.
Masks only work if everybody wears a mask all the time.
So it's this completely arbitrary thing again. Like, we're back to forgetting how this disease worked.
I think enough people got off the COVID theater thing with sanitizing surfaces and these shields that all these things maybe actually made stuff work. And now we're back to this theater thing when we know the only thing that's going to stop this is to get everybody vaccinated.
Or at least many more of our population vaccinated.
Everybody that can actually physically get vaccinated. Let's put it that way.
I will say I am having like a mini mental breakdown every time I do anything again, because I'm generally like, I'm going to follow the rules. I'm going to do what I'm supposed to. I'm not questioning science. I'm doing all the things I should. I don't get mad if I have to wear a mask because I should be doing that. That's how I felt for a long time up until now. And now I'm like, man, I'm mad at myself that I'm mad that I have to wear a mask. But I'm mad that I have to wear a mask because I got vaccinated and I have had COVID. So I'm like, screw this.
And I think that's where it's like so confusing for me and a lot of people is you're someone that's like, I did the right thing. I'm someone who's like, I was the person that wore a mask and got really mad at people that didn't. Because it's like, how selfish are you?
Yeah.
And
who do I be mad at now?
And so now it's like, well, I'm wearing a mask, but this is dumb and I don't think I should. And so it's like, who am I mad at now?
It's like this whole anguish every time I go anywhere. I'm like fighting this in my head, which like, whatever, I'll just wear my mask. Like I did it today. I had to run into Walgreens. It's not required, but I'm like, you know what? 90% of the people in here are doing it. I will do it. I don't.
And
like,
going to
care.
Walgreens, it might not be the worst thing you always.
That's the thing. I also just like look at the people around me. I'm like, I don't know. I feel like I should. Anyway, we're back to bitching at the beginning of our podcast. So welcome back.
Welcome back, everybody. It's just it's a tough thing right now, and I think a lot of people feel that way, but are scared to talk about it because
no one knows what the hell's going on. Yeah,
and you don't want to. If you're someone that's going one way, you probably know that masks are stupid, but you don't want to be put into the category of people who refuse to wear masks.
Right.
So
here we are.
It's just a hard thing to talk about, and
I have brighter news then.
Yeah.
Let's move past that.
Is it what I think the brighter news is?
I mean, it's going to have to do with what we're drinking today.
Is it Oktoberfest season?
It's Oktoberfest season!
Woo!
Kind of, even though it's the middle of August. But I just, Das Fest is happening in our area.
Prost.
So, Prost.
I believe that's Das Fest USA.
Das Fest USA. It, I don't know, we are providing some meat for it. Mad Mike's is cooking some brilliant sausages and things from like
Brilliant.
So I got to go and drop stuff off and see, before the gates open.
The calm before the storm.
If you've ever planned an event or been part of a big event, you're like, oh, you feel that weird like high before an event starts, like / nervousness, except I'm not nervous because this is not my event. But it looks awesome up there. It looks so fun. It just made me want to like call all my friends and be like, what are you guys doing tonight? We need to like go to the beer tent. The kids can dance to polka. We can have a Hofbrau beer of some sort, whatever. It looks really fun. That's exciting. Oktoberfest beer is on the shelves. If you didn't catch a Moose Boosh this week, you should listen to my...
It inspired me to get this one.
Basically my love letter to Oktoberfest.
We're having Revolution's Oktoberfest beer, which is delicious. It is
delish.
Let's see. In fact, a German-style lager. They didn't even do the ale thing.
They didn't even call it Marzen.
So they're doing a nice job with this one. It's delicious. You can find it in a lot of places. I highly recommend it. I wanted to ask you about Das Fest. So I want a ruling on this.
Uh-oh.
One of the things I noticed on their menu was they have an Austrian food place.
Oh,
Yay or
I
nay?
did see the Austrian food place.
At a German festival.
I mean, my gut actually was to say yay, but that comes from an event planning perspective. Okay,
Anschluss was a very... I'm listening to a podcast, History of World War II right now, about the Anschluss, which is when Austria and Germany became one in the run-up to World War II. The Treaty of Versailles specifically forbid this. Austria and Germany are not supposed to be together anymore.
Many people at Das Fest are not worried about that. They're worried about being able to get food.
They can get their schnitzel.
Period. Also, there was a Mexican restaurant at Ribfest. So,
okay, here's another one. There's a Polish stand. This is much more controversial.
That one I don't feel as strongly about, but again, from an event planning perspective, I say the more food, the merrier.
I mean, if I was a Polish person, I might be a little like, hey, You know,
your wife's a Polish person. Is she mad?
She's a little confused why the Polish food's in the German festival. Poland and Germany have a little bit of history.
I just don't think many people going to this are worried about the history of the country.
Well, I think it's weird. Like, if I'm here for German food, I want the German food. I don't want the Polish food.
It's a good
I don't
thing
want
you
the
have
Austrian
an option
food.
then.
This is
a free country, Nick.
I love Austrian food. I love Polish food. Also, Bridget, I love a good theme. And I think if you're going to do a theme, you know, like if I invited you over for spaghetti night and then like suddenly there's, I don't know, like rice on the side. And I was like, well, it's actually just kind of like, we won't have options.
Do you know what I'd be more mad about? If I showed up at spaghetti night and there was no food.
Well, I mean, there's lots of German food. There's brats and other sausages and wieners and pickled herring.
Soft pretzels, you know.
And soft pretzels. There's plenty of German
traditional
food.
Yes.
Potatoes.
Choose a German food booth.
There's Jaeger Schnitzel.
Who's doing potato pancakes? I didn't see those.
I don't know. That's a good one. I bet Mater's.
Yeah, Mater's has got a couple locations up there. Shout out Mater's. Great. I don't know. Oh. Anyway, sorry. I was just thinking through a whole bunch of food Mater's could be doing. Okay, so Das Fest is happening. It made me really excited. I'm actually planning. I'm already making some plans for our birthday, which is in a month, and we go to an Oktoberfest up in the Milwaukee area every year. So I was texting my sisters asking about that. So I think I got in the mood today. It's finally not like wet humidity outside.
Oh,
so
been brutal.
It just felt like refreshing today. So
I should also let everybody know Arsenal Football Club, my beloved Arsenal Football Club, is playing the first match of the season. New players, promoted youth players, and well, because there was a lot of soccer this summer.
So much.
They're down 1-0 right now. We're 38 minutes in. Spoiler alert, I guess. I mean, whatever. It's 2 days after this one. And it's stressful. It's stressful.
Nick
so I'm
is really stressed.
Provide some updates.
So he's gonna keep looking at his phone during
and drinking
this
more beer
and forget that we're recording. Nick.
Priorities. It's very, very important.
It's not. They're losing. They're gonna lose. Okay. This is the prediction.
We spent £50 million on Ben White to improve our defense.
Does anyone listening care about this? I'm curious. I'm genuinely curious.
I don't know. Let us know if you want, maybe
Does anyone know who Ben White is?
Maybe you want an Arsenal update. I don't know. Maybe you don't. Let me know. We can do it.
Okay.
I want to talk about pizza, though.
Why?
Because we had our last beer garden.
Oh, so good. Was it well attended?
Well attended, went very well. We had a great time, and it featured Tramper's Stone-Fired Pizza.
Yep.
And my gosh, it was so good.
Which ones did you get? I forget.
I don't know. They just kept bringing them to me. One was like the margarita one, but with balsamic drizzled on top. One had pepperoni. One had some other stuff on it.
Great.
They were all good.
I had the caprese one on the thin crust. And then my kids had pepperoni on self-rising.
Thin crust was a option?
Yeah, there was a self-rising or a thin.
I didn't know that.
Got a thin crust caprese?
I had the self-rising, I'm assuming.
Yep, that's what the kids had. Also, there was a s'mores dessert pizza.
Oh, I love that.
I had that. It's on the self-rising crust.
Was it good?
Yeah. I mean, what's not to love?
Yeah. They did a cool one with the chicken hot wing brats.
Yep.
That I didn't get, but looked really good.
Yeah, I didn't get it either because there was onions, I think. I don't know. I don't remember.
I thought what was really cool was talking to them is they grow a lot of their own produce for it.
Yeah, so they're like, the basil comes from our garden. I was like, oh, okay.
And they were like very good at adapting. I mean, pizza is obviously like the easiest thing to be like, oh, I have these ingredients. Cool. I'll put them on the pizza. But they're talking about they got like some garlic scapes from someone. And they're like, cool, we'll make pizzas with this. Yeah. And they showed up and they're like, oh, you have these brats? We'll make them with this.
Yeah. She was like, oh, I'm just going to come see what brats you have.
They were so cool. It was a lot of fun.
And they're local to Lake Geneva, which is cool. Lake Geneva sucks at not allowing food trucks anywhere. So they do stuff all around the actual city limits, which is bomb.
One of the things I know you've talked about and you're very interested in is the Uni pizza oven.
Yes, I am. I'm interested in general. I was going to say this to them last night. I'm like, no, they're way above this. I can't. They're going to judge me. Shannon and I have talked about, actually, I think she's the one that originally talked to me about it. And I don't know if Uni is the right one.
I've read amazing reviews about it.
I'm torn. Okay, let me be clear. I've been influenced by, there's an influencer. Her name is Defy. And she has this adorable A-frame. Her parents have a place on Martha's Vineyard. Real life. But they built their own stone-fired pizza, wood pizza oven,
I do kind of want to build one, but that seems insane.
She built it with her dad and it's just like, it was so charming.
This is definitely the start of a blog post. One day on Martha's Vineyard with my dad, as we were strolling through the lawn, we smelled a whiff of oak fire. And what we knew that day was we needed to have oak-fired pizza. So we sketched out our pizza oven, and together we strove to make this family retreat.
Well, it's beautiful. Okay. Yeah. She has like a little tabletop one at her house. So anyway, yes, I've been very curious about it. These guys have it built into a food truck, and it's way cooler than a uni pizza.
Yeah, because it's like the actual brick
it's an
line.
Actual real.
And they got the wood fire and everything.
And they're so nice.
Yeah, they're so nice. Because I was actually curious if that made you want to like really chase down the uni. Cause
yeah, I know. In my head when we were talking to them last night, I'm like, don't say it. You're going to sound like an idiot.
I know this is something you are interested in and into.
I know. I think my entire life is on hold until my goddamn house renovation starts. Because yes, everybody, it still hasn't started.
So if you were doing your own pizzas, would you do the thin crust or the self-rising type of style?
Well, I think Zafiro's in Milwaukee has permanently changed my mind to thin crust.
Really?
That's not true. If I'm getting like shitbag pizza, I'm swearing a lot today. I'm really sorry. If I'm getting like crappy Pizza Hut pizza, I want like pan rised crust. But if I'm doing like wood fired, for sure, I want it thin as possible.
I like the pre-purchased thin crust because you don't have to mess around with them, and like you can easily top them. If I'm making pizza at home, I know you can buy pizza dough and roll it out, but like it's so finicky. You have to.
Yeah.
I'm not making dough from scratch.
I'm not doing any of that.
So I just like this thin crust too.
Yes.
My mom makes it with the dough and stuff, and I'm like, God bless Kathy. You have nothing going on in your life. Like you can stay at home and roll out the dough. I need to like get home, put the dough down, and not be like, oh, you need to let it rest, and then we
have kids that don't have time.
I don't got time for that.
But it is fun to make. Like for me, this is an achievable thing because the kids think it's fun to like make their own pizza. They could like watch it being burnt and being cooked in this like wood fired oven. I don't know. It's a dream. But when our house actually is renovated and we have like a spot for it, otherwise I'm not letting myself like purchase it until I have a home for it. So, maybe 2022, I don't know. Then there'll be a home for it. So anyway, wood fired pizza.
What's happening in the news, Bridget, other than, COVID doom and gloom and
I've had this article, I've had to keep this article for a while since we've been in Olympics, Bo-Jazz. But there was an article you may have seen. This was the end of July, so it's been here for a couple weeks. But again, Olympics. Mackenzie Scott and Melinda Gates donate $40 million to gender equality projects. So there's a million articles about this, but these two badass ladies took their gajillions of dollars and put it together specifically to donate to projects that support female entrepreneurs.
Nice.
So this, I have Melinda Gates' book right behind me here, so I think she's fascinating. I don't know as much about Mackenzie Scott, but we all know who her ex is, so it's great to see that she's doing wonderful things with her money. It's just a cool little article about like they're both very philanthropic people. So obviously, these names, about their husbands, but it's cool to see what they are doing with their portion of their money.
I think all you need to know about the difference between men and women
is this.
Gazillionaire couple gets divorced. One half of them launches a giant penis-shaped object into space instead of feeding mouths of many, many, many people. And one of them spends a lot of money helping people that could use a leg up, getting that leg up and having the opportunity to eventually launch a penis-shaped object into space.
Eventually. Yeah. That's right. A woman will build the next penis-shaped rocket. Of all the things. So this was just a cool article I've had bookmarked and wanted to share for 3 weeks, okay? To just, point out some of the cool things happening in the world.
So I know when you saw my article, you giggled.
I laughed. Because it's ridiculous.
It is not ridiculous. COVID has changed a lot of things in life. And actually, so I'm going to bring this back to Arsenal just quickly here.
Sure, of course.
We had our 2-star strikers are ill, which read COVID, aren't able to be at this match. I mean, they're not announcing it, but like last minute scratch. And our manager said they feel unwell. That's all I can say. And what he said after that was, I thought, very, very interesting. He said, in the world we are living, the only permanent thing right now is changes. Instead of seeking excuses, you have to seek for solutions. So one of the things that has happened with food is people want more takeaway. People want more order ahead. They're not going and sitting down in restaurants. Taco Bell is a pioneer, and they are ahead of this. And they have debuted a new restaurant concept called Taco Bell Defy.
Defy.
If you've ever driven through one of the new Illinois toll roads where the booths are all there and then there's a bridge over the top and the people go down instead of like cross across, this is what this Taco Bell thing looks like. There's no inside seating. It almost looks like a bank. So it's
exactly like a bank.
4 drive-thrus, and 3 of them are only for like if you order ahead of time or use their app or Grubhub or something like that. The actual restaurants above it, the kitchen, I should say, where they do all the cooking, and then the, like bank teller, like whoop, pneumatic tube it down to you. And the first one's opening up in Minnesota soon.
Which is cool. I feel like usually this is the thing that happens on the coast and then comes to the Midwest.
Props to Taco Bell for coming up with, instead of saying, oh my gosh, staffing is so hard. Oh my gosh, people aren't sitting down in our restaurants. We're wasting this real estate. They came up with a solution that's looking forward to how things are changing. So you should check this out. I love Taco Bell. If you don't like Taco Bell, you're lying. Everybody,
Wait, is this Taco Bell Cantina? Is that the same thing? A different thing?
That's a different one. So Taco Bell Cantina has booze.
Oh, what?
Yeah. So have you been to the Taco Bell in Vegas ever?
No.
It's awesome.
No.
It's the most regretful place in the world.
Yeah, like, this is terrible.
They have some amazing, like, lime slushy alcohol things.
Of course they do. Fun fact about Taco Bell, their stock number, what's this called? It's Yum. That's
Yum Brands. Well, because it also owns KFC.
Yes, yeah, but it's funny.
Okay, so I know usually you're the one that can't choose. I've been on the I can't choose thing. I have another Taco Bell article.
Okay, man.
And this one is a little closer. So this one so the first one I got from Yahoo. This one actually comes from Tanks. We love our Tanks Good News. With the Corona doom gloom. I had to go find some happy things. And this one comes from Dousman, Wisconsin. I don't know how this goes from the rest of the country, but in the Midwest, it's pretty typical after Little League baseball games, you go to Dairy Queen and you get to have a dilly bar or a cone or something, and the team celebrates, and it's great. So this coach in Dousman promised his team that the first game they won, he would take them to Dairy Queen and everybody would get their cone.
Sure.
Halfway through the season, 6 games in, they hadn't won yet.
Aww.
So they didn't get their Dairy Queen. He felt really bad. He said, all right, guys, we're going to try something different. I guess it seems like they were actually kind of bad.
Well, 6 games.
So he said, all right, we're going to try something different. How about we do Taco Bell before the game? Everybody can get a taco, which smart coach, because I think a taco is probably cheaper than the ice cream cone.
I agree. I don't know.
I don't know.
It's like their pricing.
They have, like everything else is Corona.
Yeah.
Anyway, so after they started this tradition for the next 6 games, they won every game.
Come on.
Yes, and you know why it was? Because they had more runs during the game than the other teams.
I'm like, this is going to a dad joke.
It's a poop joke. If you want more poop, stay tuned because it is coming your way.
Fantastic.
We'll be right back.
We're back, and I've got a pretty simple but effective and wonderful product recommendation to share with you, okay? Okay. IKEA. We all love it. Maybe a lot of men hate it because their wives make them build the furniture.
It's the worst.
I just had this discussion. I don't know if it was with you or someone. Like, every husband hates it because a lot of wives make them build their stupid furniture. Anyway, I love IKEA. One of the things I have established is that I like IKEA's like little crap that you forget about, like their dish towels. So I have a very particular type of towel that I like in my kitchen, unsurprisingly. It's like I call it a tea towel. I don't know if that's right, but it's like that thinner material. I don't know.
Yeah, tea towel,
right? Tea towel. So that's what I like to use instead of like thicker ones, whatever.
I agree with you. They dry better. They're they're better.
They're just less nasty, I feel like.
Yeah, for sure.
So anyway, IKEA has one. It's called Hildegun.
What if there was a Swedish booth at Das Fest?
I mean, I would go see if they have these dish towels.
They had meatballs?
No, okay, that's stretching it, okay? Hildegoon, 79 cents. And you're like, well, how high quality is it? Who cares? Because it's 79 cents. So I buy these like by the handful when I'm at IKEA. I have a bunch of fun ones, but these ones are white with a simple 2 red stripes, 79 cents, perfect for like just using every day in your kitchen for whatever. And then when they get nasty, you can recycle it, turn it into a craft project. I don't care, but stock up on these. It's a really great, I don't know, everyday kitchen towel. I have, I think, 5 in my drawer right now. 79 cents, Hildegoon.
So I want an update before we continue.
What?
You've promised updates about the like foamnasium thing.
Oh my God.
Or whatever the thing's called.
The
nugget.
You. I should update you.
So the nugget is this like foam couch thing, folds into different ways that kids can play on.
Yeah.
Bridget's been having a hard time deciding which one to buy.
Yep.
Still stalling, I think.
Well, yeah, because my wonderful husband says that I have this terrible.
Who took you on a romantic date to the car
to
hop.
Annie's Burger Town. I have a very bad knack of like asking for his opinion and then he gives me it and I ignore it.
It's called being a wife, Bridget. It's okay.
So I'm trying very hard to not do that. So I had this discussion. I was like, okay, I posted in this mom group. I asked my mom friends. I asked the podcast universe about these couches. And mostly the feedback is conflicted. However, I would say the nugget is the leading one.
Plus, it's called the nug.
Yeah, which I hate.
Hanging out in my nug.
And I just want to not get the nugget because it's like the one everyone gets. And I don't like to conform to like that.
So I thought your reasoning was actually very good, which was the fabric.
Yeah, so actually a mom group taught me that, which I loathe saying here. But the Moms of Walworth County group was super helpful. So the fabric on the nugget is like a suede, which is a nightmare to clean.
You spill milk on that? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so you spill anything on it, really. But you can take off the cover, whatever. That's annoying. But if you're trying to build a fort, with these things are meant for, and like so put blankets and stuff, it sticks to the fabric so much better, to like a micro suede. Whereas some of the other ones that are easier to clean, wipe off the milk, the blankets don't stick to. So the leader is the nug. It's what I'm going to end up with. And because I asked Tyler, he said, let's go with the nugget. So I am respecting that. But now we're stuck on a color choice.
Color choice. Honest to God, guys, I'm going to buy one for them.
I know. He does not like that.
I'm literally just going to buy one and send a picture of the receipt and say, hey,
No.
Bridget, you can Venmo me the money.
I will be mad about whatever color you choose.
But you know what? It will be here in time for Christmas for the kids.
I thought about it again. Actually, I was on a run the other day and I was like, shit, I got to get that ordered. Because it's going to be November and I'm not going to have ordered it, okay?
My product recommendation is a U-line industrial packing table, 48 by 30 inch composite wood top.
Of course.
Here's the background. So we're in this house and it's still kind of new, and I don't have like a workbench or anything to like for tools and like projects and things you need to fix. You need a workbench, right? You have a house, you need a workbench, someplace to do these projects and things. I don't want to go buy a huge tool chest. They're like $700. That's ridiculous.
Maybe Santa can bring it.
No, and I don't want to haul it downstairs, and like it's ridiculous.
But where's your workbench?
We're going to take so you've been mocking this. We're going to take a short field trip.
I have.
So you can see this. And so anyway, it's going to be a great workbench. It took me about 20 minutes to get together. Very durable, only $210, which compared to what like a normal workbench is, it'd be great for crafting. It'd be great for like laundry, in all honesty, all sorts of things. So Bridget, let's go take a field trip and come look at my workbench, and you can see who's laughing then.
Okay. Wow. Really glad we went on that field trip,
It was
Nick.
a good field trip. It's right across the hall.
I said on the way there, you know what? I think I am going to love this. And I do. It is actually the perfect size. And it is a great price and perfectly industrial chic.
Yeah.
For your basement.
For whatever you want to do. I actually, like, seriously, it's a great quality. Didn't take me very long. It's like 110 pounds, so you can maneuver it pretty easily. Comes shipped in 3 different pieces. So, like,
that's not bad.
We had to get it downstairs, and I wouldn't, it's like a 90-degree stair thing. So, like, having to move a whole heavy thing is just terrible.
Yeah.
So,
but 3 pieces isn't so bad.
It was great. It was awesome.
It's not IKEA furniture.
No, it's not. So anyway, that's my recommendation. If you need a work table, a craft table, something to put in your laundry room so you can fold stuff.
Yeah.
It's not like super pretty, but it's a very durable thing.
It's industrial chic.
It's
exactly what it should be.
You could paint the legs, I think, and that would actually make it fit into a bunch of places. And if you could like lacquer them
like matte black, I feel like that would be... Okay, guys, next on our crafting show.
We're going to be right back. We're back.
I had to. You haven't had my singing in a while.
So one of the things I've wanted to do with this segment after the break is bring in more Reddit content.
Who doesn't want more Reddit content?
And we're rotating these. Bridget and I taking turns, and it's my turn. So what I'm going to do, and we're going to see how this goes, is Reddit has a subreddit called Am I the Asshole? And people put up life situations where maybe they were an asshole or maybe they weren't. And they're like, you know what? Judge me. And I know what Bridget loves is issuing life advice of like,
unsolicited advice.
So this is solicited, and this also brings
by you
something that Bridget really loves.
Wait, these Reddit people are saying like,
yes,
hey, okay,
judge me on if I'm the asshole or not.
Shit, I do think I'd love Reddit.
So this one is, am I the asshole for being surly, rude, and mean at a wedding and leaving early? I know you love Reddit. Okay, so listen to the scenario.
I don't even need to hear it. Yes. No, I'm just
I was asked to be a member of the wedding party. Despite this, I was the only person, not only in the wedding party, but also at the ceremony, who wasn't allowed of +1. This was an outdoor wedding with unlimited seating, and these people don't give a shit about COVID, so it wasn't about that before you ask. I was told it was because my relationship wasn't serious enough, despite us being together for a year. That only engaged or married couples were invited, and that they didn't want some random guy in their wedding pictures who I might not even be with later in the future.
Okay.
They don't want to have to look at some random guy in their pictures, even though he wouldn't have been in any of the posed pictures at all, maybe just in the background of crowd shots. There have been no conflicts between them and my boyfriend, and he's a nice and mild-mannered guy who gets along with everyone, so I don't think it's about him personally. I get to the ceremony and find out that literally everyone else has a +1, not just married couples, but there are couples there who've been dating far less than me. This is when I start feeling surly. I smiled and played my part during the ceremony, but inside, I was very surly and angry. We then got to the reception, which had way more people than the ceremony. This is where all the quote-unquote more distant friends were invited, and everyone there had a +1. I was literally placed at a table as the one single person, and everyone else at the table was a couple. Some at the table were other members of the wedding party, but others were rando distant acquaintances. People started asking me where my boyfriend was, and I said that I was told he wasn't invited. They asked why, and I said, I have no idea why. This is when I started letting my surliness show and started acting rude and mean because I was humiliated. And then I was brought into a conversation with the couple's male friend, Dean. I was previously told that Dean has a crush on me, and I made it clear I wouldn't be interested even if I were single.
Oh, no.
Even after that, he kept trying to message me, and I ignored him. But now at the wedding, the people who brought me into conversation with Dean were like standing around staring at us and giggling behind their hands. Like they thought they were Cupid matchmakers. Dean was absolutely a participant in this.
How old are these people?
I was meaner to Dean than I've ever been to anyone in my entire life. I was as fully rude as I've ever wanted to be when being the target of someone's romantic interest unwantedly.
Okay.
It's true. I don't really know if I was being set up, but I was already furious. Everyone was silent and awkward. I finished my meal, and as soon as I was done, I picked up my purse, left, and went straight to my boyfriend's house.
Oh my God. Okay, I don't like this person.
I'm now being told the couple was hurt and confused that that I left so early.
Okay.
Am I the asshole?
I went back and forth a lot here, but generally speaking, I think, yes, you're the asshole. Because you are supposed to be in a wedding to support the bride or groom. You are accepting that role, saying, I am here to support you, doing whatever you would like. Do I feel that it was maybe perhaps unfair that she did not get to bring her boyfriend? I feel like there's more to the story, is the thing.
Well, I think the thing is she was being set up with this guy, so that's why the boyfriend wasn't invited.
Okay, that feels like these people are 22 years old if that's what's happening. And they could. 22-year-olds get married. I don't know. I think that person's an asshole. Yes,
I agree. They're being an asshole. Yeah, there's some mitigating factors here.
But
suck it up, Buttercup.
Yeah, Buttercup. You can yell at them in a week when they're back from their honeymoon, but also that's mean. No, that's shitty.
Also, I would have played it a little bit differently with the person you're being set up with. where I would have definitely let him on, taken him to be like, hey, let's go meet in the bathroom. And then like just left him there and been what
if Dean wasn't in on it?
He was in on it.
Whatever. Also, I just have to say, we had someone depart rather early from our wedding for no reason on our behalf, and my husband is still sad about it. So I'm just saying that poor couple probably feels terrible if they truly did not mean to.
I know your dad has never really truly approved of Tyler, but yes, I agree. It was a dick move for him to leave early.
My dad was there till like 5 a.m. So cleaning up. So it wasn't my dad. Okay, that's funny. Also, though, I'm stressed. Like, I feel like, again, this is why I can't be on Reddit. Not only is it painful to look at because it's just so many unorganized words, but it's like, that's stressful. I'm stressed out for this girl. I'm stressed out for her friends.
I find it less stressful than Facebook groups, which
hilarious.
Some people figure out how to use rich text formatting and there's like italics and stuff. Yes. And I'm like, I don't understand. And
yeah, we're pretty smart people.
It makes me irate that these people have figured out how to use rich text formatting and I can't.
I feel like we can. I haven't spent time on it.
I haven't either, but it's just like.
I bet Reddit could tell us how.
Probably.
They'd be like, screw you. Don't use Facebook. Post on Reddit.
So that's one I'm thinking about.
I like this Reddit section.
I have another one that's I got to do a little more research for. There's another subreddit called Today I Effed Up.
Oh my God, I love this. Maybe we should make Reddit a permanent section.
And people post different things of like, I was in this ridiculous scenario. And there's some that are real, and there's some that's like, you made this up.
Oh,
like
that's annoying.
So I thought we could I'm going to give you 3 TIFUs, and you have to pick which ones you think are real and which ones are fake, because they're shorter than Am I the Asshole? 2 truths and a
lie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like that good icebreaker. We should just do those like classic icebreaker games.
Little minute to win it.
No, like when
Go
you used
Team
to, like,
Greece.
be in a group and you had to like I don't know, say
like before COVID when you had to go to these dumb sales retreats and
Good times. I used to always use I'm a twin as one of my 2 truths and a lie, and people always were like, that's a lie. I'm like, why is that the most unbelievable thing out of the things I just said?
I usually throw out, I had a federal security clearance.
Which makes sense, yeah.
I got shot once, and I've jumped out of an airplane.
You haven't skydove?
Correct.
When did you get shot?
Well.
What? You mean like a vaccine?
No. We were playing with bullets as kids, and one went off and embedded itself in my arm.
Well, those are good ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are good. I just know that you have been. Yeah. I usually use skydiving as one, too, because I have been skydiving. But anyway, this is a fun game.
I've spoken highly about I would like to jump out of a plane one day.
Yeah, it was. Have we talked about it? Well, yeah, we have talked about it. Okay, we're going to move on.
I would also like to say I am continually fascinated by the D.B. Cooper case when we're talking about jumping out of planes. And if you don't know that's the guy that hijacked this plane, jumped out, and like nobody's ever found him. I just want to know, like, this is like
maybe it was
truly why I hope there's heaven or whatever. So like when you die, you can be like, hey God,
yo Coop,
can you just tell me like what happened? Like what happened? I just want to know.
Don't you think he'd be in heaven, or maybe he's still alive?
No, I think God could tell you, right? I think.
Not sure.
You know, like maybe it's like the great Wikipedia in the sky.
God is the great Wikipedia in the sky.
You know,
I don't think that's how it works.
When you're dead, Wikipedia has all of the information. It's not like scientists suppose that the Sphinx was built because of this. You're like, no. This is why it was. If you want to watch the YouTube time lapse of how it worked, here you go.
I feel like it's like the Bermuda Triangle.
Yeah.
Right?
What's going on there?
Okay, we'll ask God when we go to heaven.
That's
the Wikipedia in the sky. I feel like that needs to be a shirt.
So you can get to the Wikipedia in the sky.
We're going to make a shirt that says that.
All right, meal plan this week. I wrote some really kind things about it in today's email.
That's so nice. You sure did.
Because I thought you really hammered the mood. Like, if you were a DJ, if you were DJ Bridge,
DJ B.
You like nailed the room. You got the people vibing. A lot of slow cooker meals this week.
Yeah,
for like the back to school thing. Like,
because some people are going back to school.
Lots
like
of
my
people.
Neighbor, they started school this week.
So many.
Had a long discussion on our dead end road about mask situation because she teaches in Illinois. Anyway, so we threw some slow cooker meals in because, I don't like to cook every day. So I like to throw it in a slow cooker. But I'm going with not a slow cooker meal.
Me too.
Because it's still hot out. It's still summer, even though school is starting. So I'm going with a fish. So I know I've picked this one before, but it's a mahi-mahi with a mango salsa. And I cannot tell you, it's just like a bright It's perfect for summer. I don't know. People probably eat it in the winter, but I just feel like it's meant to eat on an August night when it's 80 degrees outside. So that's exactly what it is today. It's Friday. Maybe I should cook it tonight.
Maybe you should.
Yeah.
Mine is like totally shocking. I can't stand chicken wings. It's a lot of work for not that much meat, but I really got to give props for this recipe.
Yes.
Our chief meat ambassador, Kim, this is her recipe for like, if you like crispy chicken wings, this is like spot on nailed,
I loved it.
Crispy wings. And it's like a very simple to follow thing, but you have to be very precise because it's like this many minutes at this temperature in the oven. But it is
the kind of recipe I like.
Yeah, if you like crispy wings without having to bread them and deep fry them and crap, this is amazing. So if you like chicken wings, you should check this one out.
And the picture on that recipe is great.
Kim's just so happy with it.
It's like from 8 years ago or so. I don't know. It's an OG recipe, and Kim looks like a baby. It's great. But yeah, that one looks super delish. I've never ventured into making my own chicken wings because my neighbor makes them all the time and they're delicious, and I can't. I'm too scared.
There's so much work for so little meat, and they're like $72 a pound right now.
Seriously?
Yes, it's insane. They're not worth it.
What? Yes, they are.
No, they're not.
Fun. Okay, everybody.
You can get chicken breast cheaper than chicken wings.
But what fun is that? You can't eat them with your fingers.
I've seen you eat chicken breast with your fingers.
I ate it with my fingers today at lunch. I pulled it out of my wrap. That was a candy. No. All right, it's time for kid.
Oh gosh, we're out of practice. All right, what time is it? It's time for Kid Corner. All right, I'm gonna go first. I'm gonna go first because yours is so much fire. All right, shit. So we the parks around here suck. They're not good. They're often broken. The city doesn't do a lot to fix them.
The parks in Lake Geneva, all the parks around Lake Geneva are good.
But that's like too far of a drive. Simona loves swings, slides, monkey bars, climbing.
Like every child.
All of it. She like really loves it. I was a kid. I was like, I don't know. Take it or leave it. It's fun for a little bit.
Oh my God.
But that girl just will do a slide till she pukes. Like, literally she would do it she'll swing until she falls asleep in the swing. So we decided to invest in a swing set. Our friends, down the road a little bit, they got a swing set. And one of the big problems with getting swing sets recently has been there's no freaking lumber in America, so you can't get a swing set. And we're in a very, very windy area, so we're not going to get one of those metal ones. It's going to blow over. So we saw this truck leaving, and we heard them say, we have a swing set. And we're like, 2 + 2 = 4. So we call them up and we're like, yo, did you get a swing set? They're like, yes, come on over, check it out. And it was like the nicest swing set we've ever seen. Little swing set envy there. But we called the company. They were super nice, able to get a swing set very fast. And so we got this swing set with like slides and swings and monkey bars, a tire swing and a rope ladder and a climbing wall. And we're like, oh my God, it's going to be better than Christmas morning. Simone's going to lose her mind. So they came here, they installed it. Simona, we managed to get her in the house without her seeing it.
Oh,
changed her diaper, and then said like, hey, Simona, can you go throw out your diaper in the garbage? Which she's very good at cleaning after herself. And as she rounds the corner to throw out the trash, she sees out through the back and she sees the swing set. And she lost her mind screaming, just like, the purest form of joy I've witnessed in my life. Her face was like, in Indiana Jones and Raiders of the Lost Ark when the guy's face melts. So like that amount of like wide open, but it's like joy, not horror. But like wide, like Edward, like like the scream, right? Like just like that whole like.
I like hearing you try to describe it.
And she started screaming. She said, slide, swing. Runs to get her shoes, puts them on herself. An hour and 15 minutes later, we had to drag her.
Off of it.
Yep. It's been a little challenge. When she wakes up and she sees it, she just wants it so badly. But anyway, it's been great. It's, I know this sounds so lame. But truly, there's no joy in the world like giving your kids such an experience like that. If that's all the use we ever get out of it is worth every penny of the thing. And I will have a memory for the rest of my life I'll never forget. I feel adequate as a father now. And I didn't put the thing together.
Nick.
People ask me, did you put it together? I'm like, hell no, I didn't put it together. It's only like $300 to have them install it. And
drop in the bucket.
Like, this is like, so I can spend 8 hours doing this thing. And like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. And it might collapse. Or I can pay someone that knows what they're doing to do it.
Cool.
This is funny. This isn't a decision.
Oh.
So anyway, yeah.
It looks
awesome.
Pretty sweet from...
You want to swing on it afterwards? We can go out and try it out.
I know. I'm never bringing my kids over, Nick, because they will never want to leave.
It's fine.
This is the thing with parks.
We're going to get a nug. I'm buying the nug now.
Nick, you got to space out your gifts, man. She's not even 2.
No, it's not. It's not for her. It's for Lucy and Elliot.
It's for my kids.
When they get over and they see the slide, they have a place to sleep. They're going to have
their own nugget at our house, okay? But I'm not getting a playset for my house.
You know, here's the thing. Maybe I should buy 4 nugs in 4 different colors.
There's only 3 kids.
And then you can pick which ones you want.
Oh,
so there's 4 different colors. I'll just keep the other 2.
Right, because the one I wanted that I thought I was settled on, Tyler was like, and then I re-looked and I'm like, you're right. It's brighter and I want it to be a little darker. So now we're back to square one.
But you're going to need to know what your house looks like before you do that.
Yeah, I know. Because I'm not, if you don't know me or haven't learned this, I'm not a like buy the black or white or gray one. I want a color. So, that means I have to decide what my basement's going to be designed like.
You know, one of the problems with the nug is if you get poop on it, I bet it'd be pretty hard to clean.
Oh, good transition, Nick.
Man, nailed that one.
I know all about poop. If you've been listening for a while, you may remember a story where Lucy ate her own shit. Literally ate her own shit. This has been a hot topic in our house lately. So Lucy graduated into a different classroom at daycare at some point, I don't know, during COVID. And we've recently been allowed back in the daycare, which has been a dream. It's been really nice to go in and like see everybody, see the classrooms again. And it's funny because now we're probably going to get kicked out again, but whatever. Yep. So for a month, we'll maybe have been in. But I was in and I was chatting with, Lucy kind of floats between 2 rooms. So depending on the ratio, we know the teachers really well, obviously. So I don't care which room she goes in. But one of the teachers, not the one where Lucy was that day, was like, hey, do you know that Lucy hasn't pooped all week? And I'm like, no. Ooh. So when you graduate into the room that Lucy was in, you stop getting the daily sheets because like, I don't know why, to be honest, I don't know why they don't do it, but my assumption is because like it's just a little less important to know, did they pee and poop enough today like it is when they're infants. So anyway, she's over 2 years old. If you request it, they'll do it. And I just don't because I'm pretty cool with it. I'm like, they'll tell me if something's wrong. But anyway, I hadn't heard that she hadn't pooped all week. And so I was like, oh, well, she hasn't pooped at home either, which means for at least a week at this point, she hasn't like had a good poop. So for
I believe that's what you call a problem.
For all of you that are not parents, so sorry, but this is what you have to look forward to if you're having children. I can't believe how much I've talked about my daughter's poop this last like 2 weeks of our life.
It's very important.
To summarize, Lucy did not poop for 6 days or something at the point of this conversation. It proceeded to go on for another, I think, 5. So I think it was a total of close to 10 or 11 days without like a decent poop. So what would happen is Lucy would scream. Like I had to go pick her up from daycare one day. So she would just like scream, ah, and like holding her tummy and then holding her butt. Like she would like cup her butt. I'm doing it as I stand here. Like I can't describe the story
this one on
without
YouTube.
Holding my own butt.
I'm telling you.
And so I picked her up from daycare the one day. Then it was a weekend. Brought her up to like hang out with some friends for some plans we had. And she just was stuck to me, crying. She wanted to poop. She would poop out like a ping pong ball of rock hard poop. And you're like, I know there's more poop.
Did you try pear juice?
We tried everything. And I'm grateful for all of the advice been given to me from all the different people. Cause I was like, we called our doctor multiple times. We spoke to our doctor. We spoke to a friend who's a pediatrician. Everyone was like, try these things. So we tried all of the things. We did the diet.
Did you burn incense under her big toe?
I did not do that. That was not yet suggested. But we like cut dairy out of her diet, fried foods. You're not supposed to feed them any of that crap, right? But like, yeah, sometimes she has French fries, everybody. So it's like grapes, applesauce, apple juice, prune juice. We did all of those. Green leafy vegetables. She loves broccoli. She eats spinach. Like we did all of that. None of it was helping. The doctor was like, just hydrate her. Okay, great. We did all these things. We gave her some like natural mommy's bliss medication shit that did nothing.
We tried that when Simona had all this stuff and it's like, it never works.
Nothing. It did nothing.
Natural remedies are not run by pharmaceutical companies because they don't work.
It just didn't.
They don't work.
I'm sorry, but it didn't. We rubbed her belly. We did the bicycle, all the shit, literally the shit. So then
Oh, I remember having to do the bicycle. She was a very bad pooper, Simona was, when she was a kid. We had to do so many bicycles.
We didn't have a lot of this issue till now. But so maybe Tuesday morning, I went to go in her room. She had just woken up. It was dark in there. I walk in and I go and I step next to her crib and it's soaking wet. And I'm like, what the hell is all? And all I could think is, oh my God, she shit overnight. And it just was like explosively in a puddle next to her bed somehow. I was like, I thought. And I'm like, oh my God.
That's a logical conclusion. I would be exact. Given her past history. No,
yes, given past
history, the situation, I would 100%. Yes,
like
that's a logical conclusion.
But no, everybody, I turned on the light. It was just a bag of wipes she had gotten into, and she pulled. So Lucy just like, we drop her in her crib, we like do books and etc. We leave, and she's awake, and she like dicks around. One side is off of her crib now.
I saw her earlier this week doing wheels in the bus in the bed.
All the time. I show them on the monitor because I can check my monitor from wherever. And yeah, she'll just sit there. She'll do wheels on the all the time.
The other thing is I do love when you check it on the baby monitor and it goes to like night mode, but it's still kind of bright outside.
And
they look like
eyes.
Ghosts, and it's like,
yeah.
She looks like a demon.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Like,
and she's like staring at the monitor.
Yeah, you can hear her going like, and you're like, oh my God.
She like sings her ABCs. She does wheels on the bus, but she lays in her bed. She does not get out. So the wipe situation, she leaned over the side of her bed, and we use these like refillable bags of wipes and, save the environment.
Good for
She had torn all of them out of, there's hundreds of them in this bag because it's meant to refill other wipe containers. All of them, all over her floor. She'd taken every one of them out. So that's what I stepped in. So still no poop.
Your feet are very
my feet are clean.
Sanitary.
So no poop. But it turns out that was the day she shit 4 times, everybody.
Congratulations, Lucy. We're so happy for you.
We went to my parents. We went swimming that night, and then it was straight up like giving birth. It was really hard to see. Like, she's sobbing, dripping sweat, and they tell you, bear down. I'm like, she's 2. She doesn't know what that means. Like, and that's what they tell you when you're delivering. So anyway, she knows what to expect in a million years when she decides to have a kid. So more poop stories from Lucy Leach.
Congratulations, Lucy May.
So glad you're here for it, guys.
We're so happy for you.
She seems okay now. She's not holding her butt every time. And you could tell, man, it was like stuck. She would waddle for days, and she would be like, anyway, it's really gross. Okay, that's Lucy. She's adorable.
Thanks for listening, guys.
Thanks so much for all the poop talk.
If you like the Reddit thing, let us know.
Yeah.
If you want to know more about Arsenal, let us know.
Yeah, what's the update, real quick?
Quick update. We are in the 63rd minute, and we're still down 1-0. Wow. And I'm really close to throwing my phone across the room. And
you'll need your phone. Well, guys, you can watch this one on YouTube. Dinner Plus Drinks podcast. You can find us on Instagram and Facebook.
All the different podcast things, the Spotify's, the Apple Podcasts, the Overcasts, the Google Podcasts, all the things.
Send us a note. hello@dinnerplusdrinks.com. What is that from? Some commercial.
What is it?
.com. Okay, I don't know.
Oh, man.
Anyway, that's an email address. hello@dinnerplusdrinks.com. And as always, we appreciate you listening.
Is it Overstock?
No.
No, it's not. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Glad to be back to our regularly scheduled programming.
Thanks, guys. Send us an email if you have any ideas, things you want us to talk about, great news stories, Taco Bell stories.
Whatever. Space.
Whatever. Let us know.
Have a great week.
See you guys. Bye.